Well, my friends, the war drums against Russia are beating louder and louder, but they're coming from those who won't die in our wars. Our families do. During a recent news conference in Berlin with his German counterpart, Secretary of State Antony Blinken clarifies remarks made by President Biden Wednesday about how the U.S. and its NATO allies would respond to a minor incursion by Russia against Ukraine. He warns that any invasion and acts of aggression will be met with swift, severe, and united response. He also says sanctions that follow will be complementary, mutually reinforcing, and closely coordinated. Here's the video.
First, we have been very clear throughout. If any Russian military forces move across the Ukrainian border and commit new acts of aggression against Ukraine, that will be met with a swift, severe, united response from the United States and our allies and partners. And again, I refer you to the many very clear and declarative statements made by the G7, the leading democratic economies in the world, by NATO and by the European Union, among others. We also know from long experience that Russia has a lot of tools in its playbook. Some of them short of outright military action, destabilizing action, hybrid attacks, paramilitary tactics. And indeed, we've been talking about many of these with our allies and partners throughout, looking at every possible scenario that Russia could use and pursue in order to, in some way or another, commit renewed aggression against Ukraine, destabilize it, and take any number of actions. And in each of those scenarios, we've been working very closely together to make sure that we effectively define our coordinated response. And that's exactly what we've been doing, and I think doing that very effectively. When it comes to sanctions, again, all of our countries have been clear about the massive consequences that Russia would face for renewed aggression. We have different authorities in our different countries that we have to look at. There will no doubt be, if these sanctions prove necessary, a division of labor, but everything will be complementary and mutually reinforcing and closely coordinated.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say it one more time. As a retired officer that's been a commander in peace and war, the United States has zero business going to war with Russia over the Ukraine. We have no valid, vital national interest with the Ukraine. It's been a domain of the Russian government since before the Soviet Union, and it will continue to remain so because they see it as a border state that's in their what's called the near abroad, and the United States has no business sending her sons and daughters, not Antony Blinken's sons and daughters, but the United States sons and daughters, that's yours and mine, to die for a corrupt government like the Ukraine that this Democrat president and his crew put into place with their last color revolution before they did the one that elected Joseph Biden in November 2020. So I say no, absolutely not. Stop the war drums. Talk to Putin. See what he's got on his mind. Get the Ukraine and Russia to the table. That's the way you do it. Don't destroy NATO. Don't destroy the European Union, the United Nations, and the United States, and get all of those entities' children killed over a useless, preventable war with Russia.